question who I would like to make for you. How much time we change the job or the apartment or even the boyfriend, and we change or we almost change the name. How many times we acting by condition, not for relation. This is very important for creativity. For me, as a chef, creativity is something very, very, very important. In my personal perspective or professional perspective, creativity is not do something that nobody has did before. It's exactly the opposite. It's do something that everybody do in an unexpected way. This is creativity. I make food. I didn't make miracle. Men used to eat things from the very beginning. It is almost impossible to make something new. It is possible to make something unexpected. Second thing, innovation. What is innovation? Again, for myself, innovation is creativity, more utility. To tell you a short history to show how this works. And the most beautiful flavors that we have comes from the vegetable world. And this happens in my life. Each day we made a tasting menu with these beautiful ingredients who we bring from everywhere. And I start to reading the menu, and one day I look at it and say, I was pushing myself to put a fish and a meat in the menu. Why I must to put this? So I decided to make a vegetarian menu. This is a very simple green salad. So this is manioc, main ingredient for us. We blend it, we cook it, we dehydrate, and we fry, and we make a crunchy manioc. And then we made a green salad with seaweed. And people ask me, Alex, you have seaweed in Amazonas? Of course, all rivers go to the sea. It's natural. So, and I carbonize few herbs. And again, I put two flavors in conflict because I wanna fight in the mouth. The green, the sea, the bitter taste, everything must chew. I want to see who is the best flavor. They might to fight in my mouth. This is a black rice. Few years ago, we start to working with a local producer, then I will tell you later. This rice is very chewy, very gummy texture. So we cook it and we lightly toast it. So it became crunchy and gummy in the same time. We change a few green vegetables. We lightly toasted. We work like this, and we serve the toasted rice with green vegetables and Brazilian nut milk. This is a very beautiful history. Almost 9 years ago, a guy who made research about rice, and a very, very, very poor small producer of rice, they realized that they couldn't compete with the agribusiness situation, the Brazilian agribusiness situation. They didn't have a scale to be profitable. So they decided to make something new. This black rice was considered in Brazil a disease. So they planted this black rice and they harvested 13 tons of this beautiful ingredient. But people started to laughing. All Brazil ate white rice. This guy planted a disease and harvested tons of it. And nobody wants to sell. And this small producer, who is a very brave guy, couldn't believe. He heard about me. And one day between the lunch and dinner service, he touched my door and said, please taste this. And I tasted, and it was so good. Very elegant flavor. amazing texture. So I start to using, I start to promoting with the other chefs. And I start to talk with the media. And nowadays, his life has changed. Sometimes creativity is not do something that nobody has did it before. It's do something that you know for our entire life in an unexpected way. This is one beautiful example that this yellow sauce that we are gonna make, we call it tucupi. This is a very simple dish. It's just tucupi with baked onions, few herbs, and done. Tucupi for us Brazilian or for Amazonic people, it's so important as soy sauce for Asiatic people. It is not a better flavor or something to add. It's also a way to preserve ingredients. What is tucupi? Tucupi is the juice of manioc, lightly fermented, and one entire day boiled. Why they might be boiled? Because it has lots of cyanhydric acid. It's highly poisoning. Okay? In Brazil, we have manioc, yuca. It's very important for us. We have two families. The white one, who is a friendly, and the yellow one, who is poisoning. Natives prefer the poison one. It's fun, but they prefer, and I might say it tastes better. This is a wild potato that we call mandioquinha, that we cook it in a salt crust. We lightly smoke. We burn it, fresh mushroom, directly from the fire. And we serve this with black garlic. Very, very simple dish. Very, very simple dish. Beautiful flavor. And be simple is a challenge for a chef, because be simple is not easy. It's so complex. So have one dish with 3 ingredients is a huge challenge for a chef. So sometimes I stick my chefs to thinking about how much ingredients they mix. How challenge is take out one ingredient and have a clear message for our customer. 3 years ago, I have been invited to make a demo in Denmark. And I my presentation was based in insects and plants alive together. You can't imagine insects without plants, plants without insects. Eat insects is so primitive. It is the human relation between eating insects always has been like a protein source. Nothing for beautiful taste. Again, eat insects is so primitive as be at home, open your fridge, pick up a strawberry yogurt and eat it. The red color of strawberry yogurt comes from an insect called cochonilla. FDA accepts 84 parts per million of insects in peanut butter, 76 parts per million in chocolate. So you guys, you ate insects. Sorry. Cultural point of view. Eating insects is disgusting. It is a shit. Sorry. Can you imagine yourself eating shit of cattle? Or eating something that one animal has vomit, has thrown away? This is scary, no? Please, can you explain me, honey? Please, can you explain me, honey? Again, please, can you explain me, honey? You ate this. Our culture blinds us sometimes. I would like to invite you to taste this dish. First time that I tasted it in Amazonas was in a very deep in Amazonas, and I went to a tribe, and an old lady gave a small sauce with a few ants inside, and I said, "Please, taste it." And I tasted. Said, "Wow, beautiful. What herb you put here?" And she looked for me and said, "Ants." I said, "Okay, it's okay. I can see the ants, but there's herbs." She said, "No, there's ants." I said, "But you put something." I said, "Shut up. It's ants." I tasted, and there's this beautiful taste. What you're gonna eat? It's raw pineapple with raw ant. There's nothing more than 2 ingredients on it. Okay? The funniest thing, who is the brave people who gonna taste first? Someone can tell me what's the taste of the ants? I can hear cardamom, lemongrass, ginger. We didn't have these flavors in Amazonas. Again, we didn't have cardamom, we didn't have lemongrass, we didn't have ginger in Amazonas. So after this old woman gave me this beautiful flavor, my idea was, next time when I go to Amazonas, then I went to Amazonas, I'm going to bring with me these ingredients, and I'm going to give to her to taste. So I went back to Amazonas with my lemongrass, my ginger, and I made the same sauce, and I gave to her to taste. And she tastes like ant. Cultural interpretation. This is the key. This is the key. It's just ant. What is priprioca? Priprioca is a very aromatic root that we have in Amazonas. But natives use this root to perfume themselves. So cosmetic industry start to using as a perfume. One day, a few years ago, I was working in collaboration with an aroma company, making research about food. And they used to produce essence from cosmetic industry. And I was in the lab working, and I looked at the priprioca, the analysis of priprioca. And I said, maybe this can be edible. First thing, the parameters for topic using is much more straightened than edible parameters. So I got a click and said, wow, it's possible. It is possible. Second step was pick up this, put in a chromatographer, and make the analysis. And there's no alkaloids and no representative toxical level on it. Representative toxical level. I don't know if you know, but parsley is toxical. Nutmeg is toxical. Priprioca is smallly toxical as other ingredients. So we start to using, and again, nowadays I'm not allowed to sell this essence. We are working on it, but I hope in a few years it start to producing, natives gonna start to producing priprioca essence for alimentary companies. Nowadays, more than 300 families lives, planting, and harvest priprioca for cosmetic industry. How many families can receive a real benefit if we start to using piripioca. The first taste that you have, of course, is chocolate. The aftertaste, it's piripioca. Okay, and the way that changed the flavor, I love it. Looks like finish the chocolate and then you can breathe piripioca. I love this. When I started this research, and I realized it could be edible, I didn't knew how I can combine this. So I asked it from a parfumist. And he said me, best combination of piripioca is banana and citrus. So I made a gelatin of lime and piripioca, stuff it with banana. It's a very beautiful dessert that I have in D.O.M. And I asked it for the local people, how I going to serve this. And they said, I don't know, but give something that your kids used to eat. In Brazil, when the kids made anniversary, we made this sweet for them. We make small balls. This is only condensed milk, chocolate, and butter. And became this sticky chocolate. And we add piripioca. So sometimes, again, making something creative is not looking forward, it's understand better. Or we learn that the most beautiful or the most important thing to work in a kitchen is be organized and made a very nice preparation. We used to call mise en place. My mise en place, my prep didn't start in my kitchen. Start in there. Natural conservation, it's clear protecting the river, the sea, the lands, the fields, the forest. But we can't forget a natural being, call it human being. People from the forest, from the sea, from the lands, from the fields must be supported as well. Our relation with food must be reviewed. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, everybody.